Hey everybody, Brad with Full Spectrum Survival. Hurricane Michael is making its way up through the Florida Panhandle. It's going to move through Alabama, through Georgia, into South Carolina and North Carolina, which of course is very unfortunate, especially for the people of North Carolina who are just overcoming the results of the last hurricane that hit there. We are getting prepared here, even though it's expected to be south of us by a little bit. A lot of the bands will continue to move north, and we are going to get some strong winds, potential power outages, tornadoes in the area, things like that. So we are preparing everything here at our homestead. Like some of you may have seen from yesterday's video, we just got 2 solar panels, 245 watts of our 2 kilowatt panels that we are bringing in. Just got the first delivery of 2 of them yesterday that we're bartering with somebody with, and we put those under shelter because we don't have them set up yet. We also moved everything out of the yard. We've got the garden towers here, which they'll be good on their own. I am interested to see how they do in heavy wind, but they are really heavy, and even though they're mobile, even though they do move so that we can move them into the sun and things like that, they are heavy and on the ground, but you never know. And it's those unexpected events during a storm that you have to watch out for, and things that we'll learn to better prepare for next time. I want to know, we just put a poll up on Patreon about where each one of us is ill prepared. Say for a long duration grid down event. I talked about in that poll that you can never really be prepared for a multi-year crisis, something like Syria, Yemen, Venezuela, even in some areas like Brazil and things like that right now. You can never really be prepared for that because the access to healthcare, access to emergency medical and emergency management personnel, that is all greatly going to suffer during an event like that. So what we can do is buffer ourselves against the detrimental effects of a long duration grid down environment. We are moving towards solar. Our goal is to be completely off the grid. We had hoped by the end of 2018, and we're still pushing for that goal, but the batteries is really the expensive part there. Everybody can get their hands on some solar now, but to have a large battery bank, an 8 to 16 battery bank, that costs a little bit more, quite a bit. We're also going to do a little bit of wind. Again, that's expensive. So we're taking one step at a time. I want to know, from your point of view, what points are you lacking? Is it things like weapons? Maybe a group, for security? Making communications plans, things like that. What parts are you excelling in? What did you find the easiest, so that other people who are watching can learn from that and say, okay, well, if this person could do that, well, I could probably do that too. How about your area? Like, I'm just taking a walk through our woods right here, and I know that I have some dead pines that need to come down. It's far away from the house. As you can see, it's nowhere near the house. You can look up the hill, you don't see anything. The house is way up there. But I still want to take them down because I don't want them to be a problem for me when I'm out here camping, doing some project work, things like that. Or if I decide to put some solar panels down here to kind of get them far away from the house and far away from the purview of general public that can drive by. So what points are you guys lacking in? How about restoring communication? Meeting up with other people who you don't know yet, people who you just meet. Do you have a plan to make that first contact with somebody? In Syria, there's a lot of stories about people who made contact with people who they had absolutely no idea who they were, and that contact went sour. There's a couple of stories about good things. People meeting good-hearted people. Making what will become lifelong associates with those people because they bonded together during the crisis. But how will you make first contact with somebody, especially in an armed environment? See, this is one of those pines here. As you can see, it's just wrought and dead. No life left in it. It is going to come down. It'll probably come down maybe even in this hurricane that passes through. But it's far away from everything. As long as no one's out here camping or anything, no one will get hurt. What about overwatch positions and having somebody have your back? Are you a lone man, a lone wolf group? Do you have a small family and you are the security? If you are, will you risk the security of your entire group, of your entire family, to go make contact with somebody? Looks like we got maybe an animal living down there. Hole extends back. If you decide, no, I'm just going to stay in and deal with whatever we have, what happens if you absolutely need something? And so by not making contact, you risk the health or betterment of your group or your family. So it's these kind of things that we think about. Of course, this hurricane that's coming through, a very short duration emergency. Because it's only affecting a local area, the rest of the United States will band together. Emergency management crews will come from all over and they'll help restore power and things like that. Sure, you could be out 2 weeks. Some people could be out 3 weeks, a month even if it's really bad. But power is going to come back up. Ambulatory systems are still going to work. Police are still going to be there. Short duration emergency. But when the long one hits, when a crisis boils over, runs into a social crisis, riots start, continuity of government plans are enacted, that's when we have to think about those very dangerous times. So guys, I want to know your thoughts. Where are you prepared? Where are you not? I'm really interested to see where your ideas of preparedness match up with our people on Patreon. I know that a lot of them are very prepared, and they're very preparedness minded. So we have a lot of great discussions on there. Just me and Kelly, even personally, with the individuals about their own personal plans and how it'll help their family through a crisis. So where are you guys prepared? Have you thought about biting the bullet, so to say, and getting solar and wind? What are your drawbacks there? What are your thoughts? Take every advantage that you have right now. We have the internet for learning resources. We have communications. We can email and make friends and make associates with people who could band together in the event of a disaster or a crisis. Use those to our advantage, because one day they will go away. From Kelly and I to you and yours. Oh, and tonight's live show, we're going to cancel it. We're already having really spotty internet service. We're getting like 0.4 megabytes up. We would never be able to make the live show with that service, and it might go down completely. So we're going to reschedule probably for next Wednesday. We have a great show every Wednesday where we all discuss a lot of amazing things together. We've seen people make friends with other people from across the country, and some meet up in their own state, with people of like minds, which is absolutely great. So let us know your guys' thoughts. I look forward to the chance for the camping or overnight, or even just getting out here and having some dirt time. So from Kelly and I to you and yours, stay safe and keep watch.